Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Tashana. If you are new here, welcome, and if you are not, welcome back. Thank you guys so much for coming. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about social anxiety versus low self-esteem. A lot of persons confuse the two, and I'm just going to be giving you not like 5 reasons or a list of reasons. I'm just going to be talking briefly on social anxiety versus low self-esteem. How do you know if you're someone who feels anxious in crowds and feels uncomfortable around people? How do you know if that is low self-esteem or if that is social anxiety? I'm going to clear it up.
Already, you know it. Top everything, you know it. King already, you know it. My body soul got a king body. Body gon' shine, bling, bling body. Calling all the shots, ring,
You're
body.
somebody who gets anxious around other people. It's pretty normal for you to wonder if it's a confidence issue versus just social anxiety. While there are instances where that might be true, there are instances where that's definitely not the case. There is an overgeneralization when people speak on social anxiety. Like I said, they associate it with low self-esteem. It's an unfair generalization because there are many reasons, lots of reasons why a lot of persons feel uncomfortable around a group of people. It also could be that the person has social anxiety around a certain group of people, or around a certain gender, or around authority figures, or different types of people, not just broad social anxiety around every set of persons. And that could be due to experience. So if it is that you had authority figures all your life and they've said things to you that were not supposed to be said, or they were harsh, or just abused their authority, you might find yourself with a post-traumatic response to authority figures. So whenever it is that you go around people of authority, you feel uncomfortable, you don't feel safe. And that could be the reason why a lot of persons have social anxiety around authority figures. And the same for the other types of people. It could be from past experience. Your body stores trauma and it stores past experiences. They don't disappear. So whenever you go around a certain type of person, your body automatically becomes, I've seen this before and I need to do something. So you either go in panic mode, flight, or freeze, and you just feel uncomfortable around a certain type of people. A good reason as to why someone would have social anxiety around an authority figure. Past experiences. I was watching this show and it's called The Roommate or Strange Roommate or something to that extent on Netflix. And this one girl, she went to, I don't remember what country, she went to a certain country, she met a certain roommate, and the roommate pretty much almost killed her, tied her up, buried her, and left her for dead. And she ended up not being dead. And she came out and told everybody, and they had an investigation. Long story short, after that experience, her response, her body's response to new people is, I need to be careful. And she was very outgoing when she just went. She was doing like the drinking, the partying with them, being open and just ready to experience a new place. But because of that experience, it changed her whole mindset. And it's not a thing where you can just go to therapy and talk about it and it becomes gone the blink of an eye. You had that traumatic experience, your body stores it, and you guys can read this book, The Body Stores Trauma. And when you experience stuff, you don't forget about it. Your body you might forget about it or put it somewhere in the back of your head. Your body stores the trauma, it doesn't go away. So a lot of persons have social anxiety for that reason, past experiences. So I'm going to talk about this one. This one I actually read somewhere, and I'm going to leave the link in the description. And it made a lot of sense to me, and I could relate to this one so much, and maybe you can relate to it as well. A lot of persons think that people with social anxiety, if you feel uncomfortable around a certain set of people, or if you feel uncomfortable around people in general, that you have low self-esteem, like I said. And it's quite the opposite for a lot of persons. It is because you think highly of yourself, and it is because you have a very high self-esteem, self-worth. You feel confident enough in yourself that you think and believe strongly that you don't deserve to be treated any kind of way. So when you go around persons, if you've had like past experiences, and also just by the knowledge of groups of people are stupid, they do stupid things. Whenever people come together as a group, they turn into idiots. And so people say things, people do things that you don't necessarily agree with, and you don't necessarily, they wouldn't do on their own. Had it been you and them face to face, they wouldn't have said what they said, they wouldn't have made certain gestures and all that. So because you are very much aware of that, and people with social anxiety are usually super smart and aware of their surroundings as well, because you know this, you feel anxious and you almost anticipate something stupid being said, something stupid being done, and you just start to feel uncomfortable in the situation because you think highly of yourself and you don't want to have to either defend yourself, you don't want to have to make it awkward, because you're probably, more than likely, if you're like me, you're going to probably say something. And most of the times, for me specifically, I start to feel drained, because it's just like I want to be able to address it, but then I know I'm going to become the toxic person in the situation because everybody else is enjoying themselves and nobody else sees it as disrespectful because groups of people turn into idiots. And you're the smart one there with your head on your body and being like, oh, that's not appropriate, you shouldn't have said that. And you don't want to say anything. So it makes it weird, and then you start to feel like you're not being true to yourself and you're not standing up for yourself. So you start to feel mad at yourself. So you go into this group situation where you're supposed to be having fun, you're supposed to be enjoying yourself, and you leave with this sense of, I should have probably said something right there, and that's not okay. And then if you're like me, I hold grudges, so it's just like the next time I see you, it's going to be very uncomfortable. Whether you were drunk, whether you were sober, it doesn't matter. The next time I see you, chances are I'm not going to say anything to you. It's going to be, I ain't messing with you because you were disrespectful. And it's just not fair. So to avoid all of that, you anticipate people being stupid, or you try to avoid social situations because you don't want to have that encounter. Especially if it's a situation where people are under the influence and stuff like that, you just don't feel like it's a safe place to be, because like I said, groups of people turn into idiots and they do stupid things. Another reason, another way you can tell whether you have just social anxiety or low self-esteem is the way you carry yourself. The way you look, the way you think of yourself, the way you treat yourself, the way how you treat you, and the way how you expect other people to treat you, the way how you behave one-on-one with other people, and just the way you behave in a group where you're already comfortable with the people already know your tolerance level, the things that you are willing to accept and not accept. Look at yourself in those situations, and if it is that you're highly confident, highly outgoing, you feel highly of yourself, you take care of yourself, you hold yourself to a certain standard, that's a very telling way to know whether or not you have low self-esteem or just social anxiety. So if it is that you check all those boxes and they're like, yeah, I'm good here, I'm good here, I'm good here, and it's just when it comes down to groups of people, strange people, that you get uncomfortable. It's not even just strange people, just groups of people, because even people that you're familiar with will, when they have other people around, try to play you. Yeah. And that happens a lot. And sometimes it is that you don't want to even ruin relationships because you are aware that groups of people again turn into idiots. There is a saying that says, there's a quote or a meme that says, before you diagnose yourself with anxiety, depression, low self-esteem, all of that stuff, make sure that you're not indeed surrounded by a group of a-holes, okay? Because a lot of the times we try to diagnose ourselves and have people project onto us, and that's not the case. It's more so the people we're surrounded by are just not good people. And again, even if they are good people individually, groups of people turn into idiots. So sometimes that could be the reason. And don't go diagnosing yourself with all these things that you know for sure is not the case with you, and just because other people say it, or you feel like in situations why are you awkward, why are you not comfortable, sometimes it's you're smart enough to know better. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in another video. Bye.